Hey YouTube, Matty's Daddy 12 here with another legit YGO deck profile. Friend of mine, Chester Henson, actually made top 8, I believe 6th place with his Burning Abyss deck. At the Louisville Regional this past weekend, an event that I was unable to attend. I don't know that this is the deck that I would have played Burning Abyss, but me and him were kind of on the same path with our deck list. Our deck lists are a little bit different, but actually go along the same path, and I want to go ahead and give my deck profile for what I may have played had I been there. But before I do that, make sure you head over to Legit YGO. Check out all the YuGiOh articles. Also, make sure you head over to Legit MTG. Check out all the Magic the Gathering articles. And click on that store icon. Check out all of the singles that we have listed for both games. Check out all of our sealed product. And check out everything that you may need for your gaming needs. Alright guys, so Burning Abyss. Again, big shout out to my buddy Chester who got top 8 with his Burning Abyss, and again ours are rather similar, but I don't know, I'll talk about some of the differences. Triple graph, yeah, it's standard stuff. Triple graph, best one. See if there you go. I'm gonna lay them out now. Triple seer, triple scarm. You know, they do what they do. The original 9. Double Rubik. You only need 2 Rubik. I'll get into that in just a second on why you only need 2, but 2 Rubik. Double Farfa. This is a guy that you could actually probably play 3 of and not hurt anything. I am already at 41 cards and do not want to push up to 42, so I'm down to 2 Farfa. 2 Libic. 1 Alec. I still like the Alec because I still like the Acid Golem plays that you do have. And 1 tour guide, because that's what we're playing now, is 1 tour guide. And to replace the other 2 tour guides, double Crane. So now what Crane does for you is you can grab from the graveyard any of these guys, negate its effect, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It doesn't have any restrictions like Tour Guide, so you can use the monster for a Synchro Summon. So Crane is a 1-card Virgil. Crane is, of course, a 1-card Dante, because you can just summon Crane, grab any of these guys, and make your Dante. And before, where a Tour Guide and a any other Burning Abyss in hand, early game was double Dante. Now late game, a Crane, a Graph Engrave, and any other Burning Abyss in your hand will be a double Dante, because you can Crane, grab Graph, make Dante, detach the Graph for Dante's effect, getting another Burning Abyss from your deck, and then revealing whichever Burning Abyss you have in your hand to special summon, and now you have double Dante. So yeah, Crane is extremely good late game. It is mediocre at best early game, but it does get a lot better the further you get in your game state. A card that I feel like is going to become extremely important in the meta, double Effect Veiler. It is what it is, guys. Like, I feel like this is going to be an extremely important card moving forward. And that is my monster lineup. No Cogna, because I'm not a big fan of the Cogna Good and Evil of the Burning Abyss. So, like, no Cogna. I decided to run a second Libic over the Cogna, where he's running Cogna and Good and Evil, and no Blackluster Soldier, where he was running the Blackluster Soldier. Still not a big fan, like, the way that it's been working recently, even with the extra light targets with the Effect Veilers. But there's been a big discussion about Crane versus Crane and Mathematician in this deck. What I will say for Crane is if you get Effect Veilered while playing Crane, it sucks. Like, you get stuck really bad if your Crane gets Effect Veilered, because then you're left with a 300 attack monster on board that does nothing for you. You do have some Libic plays. Some plays with Libic that can get you out of it, but yeah, if you get a Crane Effect Veilered or Breakthrough Skilled or Fiendish Chained or whatever they may use to negate the effect, yeah, it really starts to suck. So if this was Mathematician, the Effect Veiler on the Mathematician is not as bad because if Mathematician dies, you still get to draw the card. Also, Mathematician has a much better body at 1500 than this guy does at 300. So if Effect Veiler, Breakthrough Skill, and everything starts to make a bigger push, then these may have to become Mathematicians. But another thing I will say is that if you are going to run the Mathematician, I would definitely want to run triple Libic, because then you can Mathematician, dump your Libic, and then special summon one from your Burning Abyss from your hand, negating its effect, and then you have a rank 3 play or possibly a Synchro play if what you summoned is Rubic. So I like Crane right now, but I'm not saying that Crane is the correct choice. Mathematician may make its way back in over these two, but for right now, Crane is crazy right now. It's just so good. Those are all of my monsters. I believe it is 21. But yeah, it is what it is. Another big thing is, like, Crane can allow you to steal games, like with Nightmare Shark, or maybe grabbing Alec back from the graveyard and making an Acid Golem. Mathematician does not have that opportunity available to it unless you have a Libic in deck to dump and a second Burning Abyss monster in your hand to summon off of Libic's effect. So yeah, that's another reason why I feel like Crane is a slightly better option right now. So that is the monsters, and I'm fairly certain there's 21 because there should be 20 spells and traps. Alright, for the spells. Double Mass Change 2, Dark Law is a thing, and Dark Law is amazing. You gotta have your outs to the Genlock, so Raigeki and Book of Moon make their way in. That's another thing about the Mathematician. Running the Mathematician, he's actually an out to the Genlock, because you can just Mathematician dump Farfa and banish the whatever monster has the Gen on it, has the Gen condition on it. Of course, then you're stuck with a Mathematician on board, and not a whole lot you can do from there. But as far as special summoning and getting past what the Gen will do for you, but that is another thing to consider, I guess. But anyway, outs to the Genlock, Raigeki, and Book of Moon, and then the 1-0 Foolish Burial to give you additional options on dumping and whatnot. 5 spells. Trap cards, which honestly are going to be more outs to the Genlock. Double Fire Lake. A lot of people are saying that this isn't good. I would disagree. It is very good against a lot of the rogue decks, and it is just as good against everything else as it's ever been. So yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't want to try to play this at least at 2. I can understand not wanting to play the 3rd, but at least at 2 you've got to have it there. Ring of Destruction card is really, really good. I really like this card. Crush Card Virus is really good against everything except for Shadal's. Yeah, why you would not want to play this card in here, I don't know. All I know is that this card is busted against everything except for Shadal's. 1 Vanity's Emptiness. This is actually probably my 41st card. I don't know if I would drop that or play that. I see myself playing it. I don't know why I wouldn't want to play it. I don't know. Solemn Warning, because Dinko Seka is a hassle. A hassle. We will call it a hassle. I guess this is probably my 41st card. This would be the card that I would drop if I had to drop one card. So Solemn Warning. Double Breakthrough Skill, because Unicore is a problem, Winda is making a big pushback, and there are just other stuff that you will want to stop and that you will want to shut off from the grave. Double Mind Crush. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This card is stupid good right now, and I feel like everybody needs to be running that card, at least in a pair, if not a full trip. And then for the discard traps, I guess you can count Mind Crush in the discard traps, because it has a condition that you have to have the card in hand. But yeah, Double Wing Blast. This was something that me and Chester kind of disagree on. Chester feels that Raigeki Break is better because a good player, you can Wing Blast their card, and they're just going to wait for their Upstart Goblin in order to get back that card. I personally like the Wing Blast option for a couple different reasons. Wing Blast, Raigeki Break destroys, so that means, and it targets, so that means Trishula and Gungnir are outs to Raigeki Break. Where only Trishula is a discard out to Wing Blast, because since the card does not, since Wing Blast does not destroy, Gungnir is not an option to negate or to stop Wing Blast. And then a couple other options like that, like Winda. Obviously, you can Wing Blast Winda. You cannot Raigeki Break Winda. So yeah, there's a couple other things like that that I feel like Wing Blast is really good for. But he preferred Raigeki Break, and that's his personal thing. Like, he prefers the Wing Blast as far as I prefer the Wing Blast over the Raigeki Break. He prefers the Raigeki Break. So, like, it's, just player preference, I guess. And then the one thing that we did agree on, triple Karma Cut. Karma Cut is so good right now, especially against the Necros matchup. If you can remove a bunch of their stuff from the grave and stuff, it's too good. All right, so that is the spells, traps, main deck, all of it. It is 41 cards. I would like to try to cut it down to 40, just because 40 is the magic number. I know 3 gets all the credit, but 40 is actually the magic number. And man, I don't know what that one card is that I need to cut in order to make it happen. Anyway, extra deck. Triple Dante. Any surprise there? Double Virgil. Double Dark Law. This card is so good. Double Downer Magician. Some of the generic level 3s. Alucard. Mecha-Equip Engineer, Giga Brilliant, Acid Golem, Stealing Games with Nightmare Shark, and then Zen Mains. I do like Zen Mains in this extra deck because Zen Mains can get rid of some problem cards, some of the Floodgates and whatnot. So, yeah, Zen Mains is pretty good, and I like it. So, yeah, that is the extra deck. I guess Zen Mains could probably be Tempo. I've actually bounced back and forth between the Zen Mains Tempo idea. But yeah, that's what that is. And then we'll go back through this main deck one more time. So there you go, guys. If you guys have any questions, any comments, please feel free to comment down below. Also, make sure that you head over to Legit YGO. Check out all of the Yu-Gi-Oh articles. Head over to Legit MTG. Check out all of the Magic the Gathering articles. And check out the store icon. Click on it. Head over to the store and check out everything that we have listed there that you may need for your gaming hobbies. Appreciate it, guys. Subscribe. Comment down below. Show us how much you love us.